Alright, looks like we're live. Welcome anybody watching this post stream. Of course, nobody's here at the moment, but if you're watching this afterwards, after it's already up, welcome. Glad to have you here. Just editing the Beaver Fever like I do most weeks, and figured why not stream it while I'm doing it. So that's what we're up to. So I'm just quickly sharing the post on the stream on Facebook here, and then I'll get to it. Alright, that should work. Alright, and we will give a quick share, and then away we go. And did Facebook change overnight? There we go. Okay. Actually, no, I didn't want to. This is how I wanted it to be. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Alright, and I'll include the original. Okay, so we're all shared up. Should be good to go. Let me see here. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so let's import. And yeah, so we're shooting a new video today, so I actually don't have one shot for this week. So we're using an old one I've got. Should be right, yeah. This is an old one of Adam, solo review. So this was actually shot last season, and we just haven't uploaded yet. I hang on to some of these solo ones for times like these. Okay, I'm not sure why. Maybe somebody knows the answer to this, but it always puts these in the wrong order. So I think I'm missing one. Well, I shouldn't be missing one. That's all it takes. Intro, label, juice, outro. So they're all there. So first thing I usually do is I assemble first, and then I like if I have more than one clip, I watch through the clip before I assemble it. But we've been pretty good, so we usually get them down to one take per video, like per shot. So I'll put them all in there. I'll remove the countdown at the beginning and any bit at the end that I want to get rid of. And what else do I do? Oh yeah, and then I watch through the clip and make any changes from there. And I go through, I add all the graphics. The music, if I remember, half the time, more than half the time, I forget to add the music. That's a newer thing that we just started. Just gonna turn the audio up here. for the microphone. Yeah, half the time I forget, more than half the time I forget the music, but okay, so this should be intro. I do like to actually make sure that they're the right take first. Yeah, so that's intro. Rename that. I always number them anyways, intro 1, label 1, juice 1, and outro 1. Just because sometimes if we do take multiple takes, I'll want to separate them, have the 2 different numbers there. It's just good practice, I find, to stick into always numbering them even when there's only 1. So this should be label. You can usually tell. I don't even have to watch this. I know it's the label. You can tell I'm showing the label off the beginning. This will definitely be juice. See, I didn't label. I didn't label. Happens sometimes. Whatever. All right. Okay. So just give that a quick drag down to the timeline. Rename this. And this is the second Atom solo, I believe, that we've actually published. So I named them separately. AO1 is Atom, or AO2 is Atom 2. Gauge is GO1, GO2 for organization, and then the actual reviews of the both of them. It's the season and the episode. Like if you were looking up seasons and episodes of stuff online, SO1 episode E11, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Don't need to explain it. So yeah, so I can drag all these in first. I'm sort of inconsistent sometimes. I drag them all in first and then watch through them, or I'll watch through them first and then like one at a time. I'm gonna do that today. I've been trying to remember to do that more often because I don't have to drag the entire timeline's worth of stuff over whenever I make a cut. So we'll start by taking out the countdown. What one over there? I like when they pause a little bit before they go. Sometimes I'll say go and it's like right at the gate they start going and it's a tight cut there. I always intend to tell them, like for the last 3 years I've been trying to remember to remind myself, hey guys, just pause after I say go. It's never happened. It's not really a big deal though. So watch this. Oh, that's right. Okay, this is a long. Alright, so I'll have to cut that out. It was a while ago that we did this. Months at this point, so. I also want to say right now, I mean, I maybe should have watched through the footage. The guys never say anything like bad, like you shouldn't. But I probably should have watched through the footage first to make sure it was alright to live stream this. But I think we're good. I just do want to, in advance, say that if for some reason they do, actually it's Adam, we should be good. No, I don't know. It's tough. If he says anything that's offends anybody, I apologize. That's why we edit these things and we don't just shit them out raw. That said, I do want to actually live stream a juice review in the future. I just have to get some hardware for my camera so it can work on my computer, but like that. But yeah, once I get the hardware, I'm going to start pushing for that. So if anybody wants to see a live Beaver Fever Juice review, let me know. Let us know. Tell us on Beaver Fever, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Beaver Fever _NB. On Facebook, it's just Beaver Fever NB. Yeah. And you know what I take a look at here? Alright, let's get back to this. Did I turn that up? That sounds way louder. So the first thing I'm noticing right now with these is I have the audio way too loud on the microphone itself. That's where that buzzing is coming from. So I might try and fix that first. Usually, actually, I mean, let's just try it this way. Of course, I've got to move these over here. This monitor. That's good there. That should be good. If you disagree, you can let me know. So I'm just trying to watch. I guess I don't need this open all the time. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting sort of sidetracked here. Alright, back to this. We've got the audio right. I'm pretty sure that changes it for all of them, but if not, I'll just copy the settings, whatever. Doesn't matter. Said that thing forever. Alright, well, what else did you say? Oh, that was knocking fucking cans over. Alright. So that's pretty good there. And I'm going to drag in the label. I've gotten pretty good at streamlining the editing process for the most part for these videos. I can usually get it done pretty quick as long as I'm staying on task. I was actually kind of hoping that maybe if it was live streaming it, I would stay on task more than drift off and do other stuff. Okay, so yeah, let's copy and paste attributes. Just need the volume. Let's have it all. I just want all of it. Okay, that's better. Yeah. How long does this take? 2 minutes. Okay. That's another thing I do when we're shooting. I actually time them. I have they have a format that they follow. Like, you guys know the format. But in case they're, you know, having a rough day or getting sidetracked or off topic, they've got a little quick point form format that they can follow. You'll notice them look at it sometimes, and it's really useful. And but I have all the times, like how long I want each take to be roughly posted there, so they can kind of keep track of it as well. And then I'll give them a little wrap up sign to let them know that they've got to start closing up because they're pushing the time. I don't all the time. I'm not pushing it too hard. Sometimes if they're really going off on a good, they're getting somewhere nice, like I can, like, you know, talking about some good subjects or whatever. It's good conversation. I'll let them go for a bit, and that way I can kind of get what I want from it. I'm not sure what's going on with the focus right there. Alright. Cut that bit of silent end. And we'll do the juice. So yeah, I'm just watching through them now. If I am going to make any edits or cuts within them after the front and back, usually I'll go over to the editing section and do that. So, and then that screen's on my other monitor, so you won't see that all the time. Oh yes, do that. A little more of a pause than I normally need, but like I said, it makes things a little easier. This is 3 minutes. That was number 10 at the time. I think that's a good part right there. Alright, so that's pretty good. Now, this one, like, when they're shorter, especially when there's only one of them doing them, they often are shorter. So I don't want to cut a huge amount out of this. And also, when it's just the one of them, it can be a little, I wouldn't say, is slower the word for it? I don't know, milder? I don't know. But I find the music helps with that kind of stuff, though. So that's kind of one of the reasons I've added music more, too, because then... Because like, when they're under 10 minutes, I do want to stretch it. I don't want to cut even more out. So we've got all the clips in, and we're already at 7:17. So I didn't say really much that I did want to cut out. Even, like, pauses and silences, there wasn't really anything to worry about in there. So I think if I throw the music in, that'll fill that up nicely. But yeah, so we'll go through the outro and then we'll put the graphics on. Oh, just fucking not forget to do that. Something in my ear. Alright, see how this outro is. I don't remember how the first one went with him, but he did a good job this time, I have to say. Went smooth. Well, I mean, doesn't know the intro. Thanks, Tips. Thanks for the details. Oh yeah, he does have both mics on, that's right. That was good there, I think. Yeah, he just clouds again, okay. That's good. And yeah, I mean, I don't really know how often, like I do this often, I don't know how much they know I do it. I think they usually think as soon as that cloud comes out, that's it. But I think also they know that I still keep it in sometimes because they seem to do funny things intentionally for it, as you guys know. But sometimes they make complete fools of themselves. It doesn't really seem like that's what they're going for. Alright, just give me a quick second here. Okay, so we've got all that done. Yeah, I really don't know if there's much that I want to cut out of it. It seemed like it was pretty well done. He was flowing quite well. Like even if I look through here, I don't see any pauses or silences. I mean, other than if he's taken a vape, which is fine. So yeah, I think we might not do any more cutting. If I see anything while I'm adding the graphics, then I'll go back and change it, but I don't really think it's too much of a concern. Okay, so now you see the layout's different. This is the graphic layout, and I usually have to only keep it on this one screen for the most part. And but for the to actually see the footage, like I'll have to switch back and forth for you guys. So I'm not really sure how I'm doing this yet, but I still have this named left monitor. I need to change that. But so I've got this over here on my other monitor. So whenever I'm ready to show it to you, I'll have to cut over to that, I guess. I don't know. But you can see what I do over here, and I mean, I guess I could just drop it over here. I don't need it. We'll put it right here for now. I don't think I need that stuff right. Yeah, I don't use, oh, I need the presets though. I don't need this. There we go. Perfect. We'll just squeeze it in right here for now so you guys can still see it. Okay. So let's get this down in here. And text. Just click. I don't really care where it goes. So then I have my presets over here that I've made. So this is for the nameplate. So just drag and drop it on the nameplate, and that'll resize it and position it exactly where it needs to go. And then I've got this. Drag over that text layer I made, and it does that. But in this case, I just need to do that because it's just down. So then we find where he says Beaver. Oh, right there. Oh, does he say and then his name is Adam after? Because we might. Yeah, okay, so we'll put this actually. Doesn't happen too often, but we'll put this, oops, after he says Beaver. So we put that here, and you know what, we need to zoom in here. We're way too far out. And then what I'm gonna do, so just so you know what I'm doing, I'm going to play it with just by hitting the arrow keys and go through him saying Beaver Fever Juice review and count how many, how much time that is, how many frames I go through, and then I'll just make the title, this thing, the same amount of frames, and that's how I get it to line up all the time. So let's see. So it actually, this is easy. He starts at 101, which is makes it easier to count. So we're at 30 right here. I might be able to just drag it here. Why aren't you working? Oh, that's, what the heck? Oh, right. No, it doesn't work. I don't know why I thought it would. I'm not thinking straight. So we've got 30, and then so that's 118. Sorry, I'm distracted at the moment. This should be right. We'll find out. Yep, good enough. It can't always be perfect because when I made it first, it lined up with. You know what? Make it longer. By like a frame. I think that'll be better. Yeah. Perfect. Then I'll put this in like this. Put that there, put that here. And then we can put the transitions in there. So for the transitions, I use the cross dissolve, which works usually every time. And well, this is the one time I'll just need to move this for now. And then I have them at half a second. And I find that works well. So I'll just kind of go in and change them like that. And you know what? I wouldn't put that in there. I already had these two over here. I forgot those are there. So let's see how that looks. I'll bring this back over so you can all see it. That's probably long enough there. Doesn't take that long to read out them, right? So here, same idea. I'll drag this, and usually I keep this for the full duration, so it's the stock length, I guess. When you drag it in, it's always the same length. So I usually keep those like that. And I have this preset here. It's juice hardware text. So it's an older juice. Oh wait, I guess I have to put the text layer on. So it's an older juice they've done. It's always the same one. I have to change it every time, but it just gets the size and positioning right. And then I just go in and change what it actually says. So now you can see when I made this particular setting. So this is what should I put here? Sometimes it's tricky when it's these combo ones. This is okay. So I'll put Unity Punch Bowl, and then sometimes I put, like, you'll see I have the logo of the company here, but considering it's 3 companies, I'm not going to do that. But they mentioned the 3 different companies in the video, and I always link to where you can get the juice in the description as well, as long as they're hardware. If nobody's ever looked in the description, the hardware they're using in the videos and the juice they've reviewed is always in the description, whether it's good or bad, as long as I can find it online. If I can't find it anywhere online, then I don't post it. And I usually try and find at least the original, like the actual manufacturer or the company that made it. I try and find their website first before I go to a different one. But yeah, just some little info for you. If you didn't know those were there, now you do. So yeah, Unity is the line, Punch Bowl is the flavor. But yeah, like sometimes I'll have the title here, the name of the company, but in this case, because it's 3 companies, oh no, it's always the line, because I think, yeah, because like Sid Sauce had, sorry, I'm live streaming, of course, so my brain is all scattered. I'm not used to doing it like this. Alright, so then we put the transitions in, same way. If anybody knows of a faster way to do this, instead of dragging and dropping it every time, if there's a quick way to do this that I don't know about, well, let me know in the comments. It would save me a ton of time in clicking. But if this is honestly the fastest way, well then whatever. It is what it is. Alright, just give me a second here. Okay, I'm back. Apologize for that. I had to step away for just a moment. How do you like my thingy? My little be right back thing. Sorry. I'm not going to do that. Almost did something regretful. I'm glad I didn't. Okay, let's get back to it, shall we? Instead about getting off task, this is different. I had to... Okay. Let's see here. I might cut this. Okay, so I'm probably going to cut this part out. Let's see here. Google this first and cut there. Now you see, sometimes if you're watching the videos and you see, it's almost like there's a weird cut. Sometimes, oh, this is still muted. Sorry, I thought I unmuted that. Yeah, sometimes you'll see it almost seems like it's a weird cut, like I cut something out that almost in the mid-sentence. That's why. It's stuff like this that I don't really want in the video. They screw that crap up all the time. They never seem to know whose fucking juice they've got. No, I shouldn't say that. That's not true. I don't want to get anybody upset with them. Oh, that's why that's so loud in my ears, because it's the... Sorry, if the audio is changing for you guys now too, because I've got... Yeah, that's good. Fiddling with the OBS. Okay. I'm getting all scatterbrained here. Yeah, sometimes they don't have the greatest memory on where the juice exactly came from. Also, I mean, they buy juices too, or they get recommended juices from different people who've given them their own juices. So they don't, like, sometimes somebody that's made a juice will give them, like, here, try this, and they'll try it, and like, oh yeah, this person made this juice, they gave it to us to try and it was awesome. But then the same person will give them another juice to try that's not theirs, but they don't say anything, so and sometimes I guess it's confusing for them. I don't know. I'm not the guy who buys the juice, so I have no fucking clue. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, because, you know, it comes from the store. That must mean... No, like I said, but he does mention it later on, so you can cut this part out. It's not important. And that's a good place to cut it there, I think. Pull all of this over. And then we get to see how that cut looks. Hopefully not too bad. Okay. Okay, well, I'm not going to have him saying should have Googled it first twice. I didn't know that's what he said. Okay. That's good. Alright, so this is the same as the juice text. So I can actually just copy this. I need to lock this, otherwise it'll copy over it. Paste that there. And I can even take this. Actually, you know what I should have done? I just take these, copy paste, and change this. And I'm going to start putting Tesla Cigs here. Is it one word or two though? Now I have to check. I know, like, obviously when you type it in, it's Tesla Cigs and teslasigs.com. But even on his vape, it says that. Just because it's all one word on their banner too on the website. See? It's one word. So, put Tesla Cigs as one word. If somebody thinks that's wrong, you can let me know and I'll change it for next time. But yeah, I'm going to start putting Tesla Cigs in here now. For probably obvious reasons. The reason they call themselves Tesla Cigs. And I don't know if it's always been, very obvious that that is their brand name, or even if, you know, at one point they were legitimately called Tesla and had to change it, or I don't know. But obviously you understand why I'm doing that now. Yeah, not gonna worry about that anymore. Let me see here. And okay, so yeah, put that in there exactly the same. I usually, like I said, just copy and paste this over. It's pretty simple. Okay, so then usually I'll do something like this. You'll notice how they usually fade into each other, unless they have like a significant break in between. Like if he says his mod and then he actually talks a bit about the mod before he goes into the tank on top, then I'll break them. Otherwise, I usually kind of just I'll do this. And then I can cut right about here and put the transition in. Now for the mid transitions, I don't do half a second, I actually add a few seconds. I don't know what my theory was for that, just that it's because it's cutting between two, so I want to add a couple extra frames, so it's excuse me, I put 18 instead of 15. And I find that, and I did have it, I tried it at 15 and I thought it was too quick for the transition between the two of them. So I started using, I added a few seconds, and I found that it looked much better as 18 rather than 15. Oh, and of course I guess I have to change this. Pretty sure Horizon Tech is 2 words. Again, if that's wrong, somebody let me know. I don't really think it's a huge big deal in the end anyways. I want somebody to make some like a kit called the Thunder Cougar Falcon Bird. If anybody's a fan of Futurama, you'll know what the Thunder Cougar Falcon Bird is. And I want the tank to be the Thunder Cougar, and then the mod has to be the Falcon Bird. And together you have the Thunder Cougar Falcon Bird. And it has to incorporate, I don't know how, but some of the features of the Thunder Cougar Falcon Bird from the show. That's just my idea. I want somebody to make that, please. Okay, so the label is usually where I get to add the sub and notification buttons. Oh, I'm in the wrong. I hit the arrow key somewhere else. Oh, it's just over there. Plop that down. I usually try and line up the images with audio cues, and I find it fits better that way. Then I extend this so they're all the same length. I usually leave the bell. Like the bell is usually full length unless they go into something else that it doesn't seem appropriate just to leave it up. But then I have sub button here. Drop that over the sub button, and that puts that where it needs to go. And I've got notification bell right above sub button, and that brings the notification bell, puts it on a bit of an angle, and that part's done. That's super easy. And usually usually we have sub notify at the beginning of label like this. Sometimes they forget, sometimes they'll mix up social media and they'll put that in like the first video. If you guys watched the first video of season 3, they kind of mix that up a bit, which isn't bad either to do, because it kind of makes it so not every single video is 100% identical. So I don't usually correct them unless they stop themselves, but we've gotten to a point now where I think they know better just to keep going, and if I want to fix it later I can, like while I'm editing, or if I want to leave it the way it is, then I'll leave it the way it is. And usually I do, because like I said, it changes things up a little bit from the norm, so everything's not 100% identical all the time. So I'm wondering, should I have the nameplate come in with those, or can we just read? We can all read. I mean, not read. Well, you could read the description, but we can all listen to, right? Like we're watching the video, so I don't have to put it in. Yeah, I think I'll just let me watch it again to see what I think. Okay, let me see. Actually, I have an idea. Instead of putting the nameplate in, what I could do is put in graphics of their logos. So I want to see whose logo. So he said Vape Meat 416. Let me see. Okay, Canada eCloud's Vape Meat in 416. I think I might already have some of their logos. I think it would just be here. So there's 416. So you will bring that in. I think, yeah, we'll just bring them in. I'll position them after. Oh, nice. I have got Canada eClouds. Now, if I have Vape Meat, that's perfect. Otherwise, I've got to go get one and do some Photoshop. Maybe. Sometimes you get good PNGs of the logos, so you don't have to. I guess it would be down near the bottom. I name everything properly for organizational purposes. There's Vape Evasion. I don't think I have Vape Meat. No. Okay, so I'll go over to the good old Google here. I'm not gonna bring it over. I don't. It's fine. Let's see here. Vape Meat. That's all one word. Images. There we go. There's a nice black one. Now sometimes I'll put here. I'll drag it over so you can see. Vape Meat. If I put PNG, I might get something. Ooh. Okay. I think I like this logo here, because it says Vape Meat and it has the logo, so then people don't have to figure out what this logo means if they don't already know. Although I guess he's saying it while I post it. Because I could just get this and cut that out. If it's yeah. I might just do this one, I think. Because the rest of if you look at the other ones, they're all black and white. So I think that's probably the best option for this. And then I have the whole thing if I ever want to. Yeah. Okay, so we'll use this logo. So go over here. Let's see, Vape as, and let's see. Bring that over here. Just gonna quickly save this. And I won't worry about editing it in Photoshop. I can just crop it in Premiere. It's probably the better option. Alright, so that should be over here near the bottom now. There it is. Okay, so we'll position them and I'll crop Vape Meat after and I'll make it bigger. Just gonna move these back a bit. Then I'll bring them up to here. I'll position them. Okay, so 416. Let's give it a bit of a tilt. Bring it over here. Vape Meat. I need to crop you. Something I don't actually do often. Oh yeah, it's an effect. It is an effect. Yeah, usually everything's kind of pre-made for Premiere, so I just have to drag it in. So just give me a moment. I never remember exactly where it is. Pretty sure it's in transform and crop. Yeah, there we go. Drag that over to Vape Meat. And we want to crop the right. Whoop, too much. There. Perfect. So now we've just got their logo. Okay, so I can make it bigger now. Bigger, bigger, bigger. I kind of want it to be even. Vape Meat. Put it over Adam's head. Maybe I'll put it over here and I'll put 416 over here. Vape Meat over here. And then Canada E-Clouds right up in the middle here. Not out of any favoritism or anything, it's just the way he says them, so they should pop up like that. Pow, pow, pow. It should look nice. Let's see. Perfect. I like that a lot. I'm just going to leave it as is. Okay. One more time. Just kind of go back from here. So I just realized, oh, okay. I don't know how long the mic was muted there. I had OBS selected and I hit space, which I guess it mutes the mic when I do that. So yeah, there might have been a small section there where I was silent. Apologize for that. Hopefully you were just the video, it was when the video was playing. Yeah. Okay. So sometimes they'll say the name of the juice again here. I prefer that they do as a recap. It's not actually really necessary because they do recap it at the end. But I still put this in again. I can just copy and paste it and it'll jump right to where my plate head is. But we usually want it at the beginning. Sometimes a slight, just a little bit away. Let's see. Usually the juice I don't have too much to do unless like if it's the two of them. Sometimes they are like I said, we try and keep things tight to time. If they do start carrying on and I don't cut them off, I'll have to cut that out. That's why I try and cut them off, is so I don't have to worry about going through and cutting it out later. It saves time, and it also saves time when we're recording because they're not talking for an extra 3-4 minutes per take about stuff that's just going to get cut out in the end. So this part, fairly easy, same concept as the rest of it. Come back down to my import bin, that's what I call that one. They each have their own, you can see they have their own graphic over here. It's the same box, it's just positioned to be on their side with the beaver on their side, on the right side. This was originally made before we started 4K, so that's why it comes up here. But if I select it, all I have to do is change the scale to 200% and it automatically resizes and positions it where it needs to go. So that's a really easy step too. That's why I haven't bothered to scale these up, because you can't see any degradation of the quality of that after I've expanded it. It doesn't get pixelized or anything, and it's a quick type and done. So yeah, and possible. I don't know. I like shooting in 4K just because it's nice to have them in 4K. It's almost feels kind of like they're future proofed, right? Like I have a 4K camera, I might as well shoot in 4K. It just takes up obviously a lot more space on hard drives. So in the future, if I start having issues with storage, I do want to start backing stuff up and storing it. But if for some reason I can't get to that, and start running out of space, we might revert to 1080p, at least for the time being, until I get more storage. I don't think anybody will notice. I don't know how many people do watch in 4K or don't. It's mostly useful like if you have a 4K TV and you watch YouTube videos on that. I know a lot of people do watch your YouTube videos on their TV through their computer or their Roku or their Android box or whatever it is you have that you watch, you know, your game console, anything. You can watch YouTube on your TV through pretty much anything. That's what we do here. We don't have a 4K TV, but if you had one, you could watch the video in 4K. And so you're not you're getting the full use out of your TV, I guess. If you have a 4K monitor, I mean, honestly, especially for our videos, it's not going to really make a difference. If you're watching video on a 4K computer monitor that's not significantly large, then, you know, it's not really that different than 1080. Especially for our videos, they're not action-packed. There's not a lot of movement or changes or anything like that. But anyways, it's enough about displays. But yeah, so that's how that's done. And then I do the same thing as I do for the other thing. So I add a text layer, and I've got one up here that says atom rating text, gauge rating text. Obviously we're doing atoms, so I drag and drop that down in there. It's an 8, I think he said 6, yeah. So we go back and change that to a 6, and bam, the part's done. Add the transition. Oops, it's audio transition. Add the transitions. Same as the rest of them. Cross dissolve, half a second or 15 frames, whatever. Because we are at 30 frames per second. Now, that's another thing too. Again, it doesn't really matter for these videos because they're just sitting on a couch reviewing the juice. But so my camera can shoot 4K at 30 frames, but I can shoot 60 frames at 1080p. I haven't bothered because, again, I mean, I could get the 4K or the 60 frames. The 4K is more of a buzzword, to be honest with you. So that's one of the reasons I use the 4K, is because we can say we shoot 4K, you know, and play along with the whole 4K trend that everybody's into now. But yeah, it's only at 30 frames per second. If I was doing something that was more action-packed, I probably wouldn't shoot it in 4K. I would actually go down to 1080p, and I would shoot it at 60 frames. And these don't usually go for the full length. I do keep track of all of them, so after one gets bumped down off the list, we still have it in its order, so we know where all the juices that have passed stand. I'd like to shoot more videos this season too, which means there's going to be more juices that take part of the list. So it's going to get even tighter this season, hopefully, as long as things keep up. Somebody send us a pickle juice, please. Also, just want to mention pickle juice. We are looking for somebody to send us a pickle juice. We're not spending our money on a pickle juice.
Daddy, I'm not scared.
I just got Olivia in the back room grabbing her Lego. I'm not even sure why that was in here. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, pickle juice, please. We're not spending money on it. I found some online. It's like I found this one website where you can like create your own flavors and stuff, and they had it as an option. But I mean, yeah, sure, we'd get the pickle juice, and it's cheap, but it's not like this branded pickle juice. It's just a generic, like, we made it ourselves. This company's not advertising like the pickle juice. Somebody needs to make a pickle juice, like an actual name brand, like a pickle juice that's labeled like part of a line. I don't care. Make a whole salad or vegetable line. I don't care. Just get us the pickle juice to review, somebody, because it's real. Pickle flavored juices exist. I've seen them, but I've only seen like I haven't looked super hard. I was mostly looking for options that made sense financially, and you know, they weren't expensive, like some, you know, a $20-$30 bottle of juice that tastes like pickles that they're gonna try just for the video and never touch again. You know, we don't know. Maybe it'll taste great. So I was looking for something cheap, and so I've only seen the cheap, like the make it yourself ones like that. I haven't seen an actual branded one, so they could be out there. But if it isn't, I'd like somebody to do that. I want you to painstakingly, meticulously craft a pickle juice. Don't just throw in the flavor. Like, make it like you would make a real juice and send it to us to review. To them, I'm actually not. I don't know. Most people probably know this. We've mentioned it before in the videos, but I don't vape. My wife vapes. Obviously, Adam Gage do, but I don't. I just support it a lot more than smoking because I think smoking is gross. It stinks, it's dirty, makes you stink, makes everything around you stink. Like, I've worked in an office before where good people who are good friends, and I enjoy talking to them, but they go out for a smoke, and they come back, and they reek, and it reeks up like the entire space, that your entire working space just smells like smoke, and it's disgusting. So I've much more preferred vaping. I always promote, even if, like, they do say, and I am inclined to believe that it is significantly healthier than smoking, but even if it's not, we might have cut out here. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. Looks like the stream isn't working. It might be going down. I think we're good. We're catching back up. We had a bit of a spike. Sorry if I lost you there. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened. Looks like we're still broadcasting now. Okay. Alright, we're back. Hopefully. No, I don't remember what I was saying. Oh well, we're getting off topic. Let's get this. We're almost done. And then we can get down to the thumbnail. I'm not gonna live that. It's just funny because he doesn't know the intro. I mean, I know they don't watch the videos. I don't want to. Hope I didn't shatter anybody's reality. They don't watch the videos. They both stated already they don't like watching themselves. They've told me. So, which is fair. I think sometimes they watch them or parts of them or something. Like Gage might watch this one because it's just Adam, and vice versa. If in the other, you know, if the roles were reversed. But I did show them the freaking title card when I made it. I said, hey, look, new title card. It's in 4K. What do you think? Oh, wow, that looks great. I love it. Whatever. And I don't know if he thinks I put it in there again, because I don't. Obviously. But whatever. He did it backwards again, didn't he? He did too. Why does he do that? So for this, same thing. I can go back here, copy paste that, change it the length if I need to. I think that's a good place to let it go to. Maybe he just didn't want to come. No, I'm just joking. Sorry, I don't know how long that was silent again. I friggin' hit spacebar while it was over on. I had my OBS selected, not Premiere. Yeah, share the videos, guys. If you don't, that's I think one of our biggest issues is people aren't sharing enough. Yeah, please help us out. It would help huge. It's like the biggest thing you can do right now. If you watch our videos all the time and you're not subscribed, hit that button. Those numbers really, really help right now. Like, we need to get those up. And if you're watching the videos, share the videos. We need you to share the videos. We need to get them out to as many people as possible, have them share the videos. That's like the most important thing you can do when you're helping, especially small creators, very small like us, is share the video so more people know it exists. Even if they're not interested themselves, they might know somebody who's interested and send it to them. So it's really important that you guys help us out there and share. That's, I mean, like I said, if you're coming back all the time and watching them, definitely subscribe. You should do that. That seems obvious. So if you haven't, come on, hit that button. It's really easy. It's big. It's right. It's not hard. And if you, again, if it's not something you're into all the time, you know, you don't want to sub, like, you can sub and not get notifications, by the way. Just wanted to mention that. That's what the bell is for. But yeah, either way, even if you are just not interested in subscribing, I understand that. But if you're here watching the videos anyways, just share them. You know somebody who vapes or is interested, you know somebody who smokes even if they haven't shown interest in vaping, just send it to anybody. It really helps us a lot. Big thanks for me also, personally, to Simon. If you see this, I want to thank you personally, because you've helped the guys out so much, and you've helped out the videos so much. And I honestly, I don't know, the fact that we have somebody like you and other people, like I know Sean, Squirt705, like he's a big supporter. If we didn't have even those few people who are constantly there, you know, telling us to review juices and stuff, I don't know if we'd still be doing it. So it's really great to have you guys there helping us out. And yeah, just wanted to say that while I thought of it. Alright, so there it is. Now you see up here too, I still have this outro, the end plate here. But we don't really do those. That's where I would put this part normally. Or sometimes they weren't long enough though. Like this wasn't long enough, because then I'd have to minimize it into that, you know, the transition to, if you guys go back and watch the old ones that had it, the transition would have to get minimized down to that. By the time it goes there, this clip would be over. So that's too short. Or I'd have to go back and find something that I cut out of the video that was funny. And sometimes there wasn't anything. Sometimes I put the Keeper Cloudy in there, and I don't know. It's still there. It's an option. If people want it and you guys want us to bring it back, just let us know. But nobody said anything, so I don't really think it's a big deal. But yeah, it's still there. It's an option. I like it. I worked pretty hard on it to make it look nice. Actually, I don't know. Have I used it since we went 4K? Yeah, so that's what I was saying too. If you take a 4K, it is still at the same time 4 times bigger. Or am I wrong again? This should be 1080. And this should, if I was to copy this 4 times and put it in each corner, it would fill up the 4K screen. Let me see if that's... See? It's funny how that works, isn't it? I don't know, if somebody wants to do the math for me and tell me why it works that way, I sort of get why, but at the same time it's sort of confusing, but whatever. Anyways, yeah, so that's all we have for the editing. Next up, I render, I make the thumbnail, I upload, I export, I upload. But I'm not gonna keep you guys around for that part. The thumbnail, I think it'd be probably a little slower because I'm going back and forth from Windows a lot. Yeah, it's not really too big of an issue, not that big of a deal. But there you go. This is the first live stream, editing live stream that we've done here at Screaming Alien. Thank you for tuning in. Any Beaver Fever fans, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. If you watched this live, thanks for coming. If you're watching this afterwards, post, thanks for coming anyways and watching it. Got a little sneak preview of the video if you watched it before it came out later today. And I'll probably do this more often, actually. I had a lot of fun doing this. I actually enjoyed this. I got the editing done fairly quick. I think actually doing it, live streaming it, kept me on task a little better, so yeah, I think this might be a little bit of more of a normal thing. So you can come back here more often for that kind of stuff. And hopefully I'd really like to start making more content. It would make me feel really good if I could do that. So yeah, there you have it, guys. You can watch this video. It'll be uploaded later today. It's Saturday, January the 26th. So if it's past that date, you should already be able to go see this video now. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in, and you know what? I'll see you guys later.